Hi, greetings to everyone. Welcome back to GRADE9 Social Class. I hope you all studied the first lesson, particularly 2 mark answers, 1 word answers and paragraph answers. Today, in this session, we are going to study lesson 2, Ancient Civilizations. Before we go through the lesson, we should know what is civilization, isn't it? Civilization means advanced and organized way of life. Advanced and organized way of life is known as civilization. When large number of people live to close proximity, they need planning, organization and specialization. Okay, they need planning, organization and specialization. Settlements were planned and laid out. Politics came into existence. Food production and craft production started. Like this, civilization started to take shape. Huge buildings were built, art of writing developed, science and technology also developed. It became very helpful for the betterment of the society. The Egyptian civilization, Indus Valley civilization, Mesopotamian civilization and Chinese civilization flourished in different regions. During these civilizations in South India, Neolithic, that is agro-pastoral people lived, and the hunter-gatherer, that is microlithic people lived. From this, we can understand that in South India, 2 sets of people lived. First set Neolithic and second set of microlithic people. You know what's the meaning of microliths? Tools made with the help of stones. Next, we will see Egyptian civilization. Egyptian civilization is one of the oldest civilizations. This civilization was known for architecture, agriculture, art and crafts and science. What are they? Architecture, agriculture, art and craft and science. Egypt is in the northeastern corner of African continent. You know, Africa is a dark continent. It is bounded by Red Sea on the east, Mediterranean Sea in the north. Egypt became very fertile because Egypt is irrigated by the river Nile. You all know Nile is the longest river in the world. It is originated from Lake Victoria and flows into Mediterranean Sea in the north. Okay, but we can see desert on both sides of the river Nile. Deserts are present in both sides of the river Nile, that is in the eastern side as well as the western side. The Egyptian civilization depended upon the Nile river only. So, Herodotus, father of history, Paul, this Egypt is the gift of Nile. River Nile is also serving as a means of transport. Okay, from this we can understand that here, through this Nile river, transport is also going on. The Nile Valley is very rich and fertile because the river deposits fresh alluvium every year. Each and every year, the Nile river deposits fresh alluvium. So, fertile soil we can see there. It is very helpful to do agriculture and to produce surplus food grains. Because of this agriculture and because of the production of this surplus food grains, Egyptian civilization is developed. By sea route, Egypt was connected with the Sangam age Tamilagam. Okay, by sea route, Egypt was connected with the Sangam age Tamilagam. Next one word, Hyksos. Hyksos. Hyksos were the rulers of Egypt. Hyksos were the rulers of Egypt. They are from 15th dynasty. It is believed that these people came from West Asia. Okay, these people, that is this Hyksos coming from West Asia. Now, Persians. Next one is Persians. These Persians are the people from Persia and it is the part of ancient Iran. So, Persia is the part of ancient Iran. Next one is Greece. People of Greece, that is in Europe. People of Greece in Europe. Next one is Rome. Rome means ancient Roman Empire. Rome means ancient Roman Empire. It is the capital city of Italy. Is the capital city of Italy. Next we will see Paros, society and administration. Paros, see the spelling Paros? P-H-A-R-A-O-H-S. Okay. So the Egyptian king was called as Paros. Egyptian king was called as Paros. The people treated Pharaoh as the king as the divine form. That is, the king is considered as the divine form. So in Egypt, Pharaoh or the king is considered as the divine form. That is, the people thought the king bears the power of God. Okay, from the God, the king is getting power. Under the Pharaoh or king, different officials were there. Under the Pharaoh or king, different officials were there. They are first one viziers, second one governors, third one local mayors, and the fourth one tax collectors. Totally 4 sets of officials. The first one viziers, second one governors, third one local mayors, and the fourth one is tax collectors. Among these 4 officials, viziers are very, very important. Why now, children? Viziers are high officials. Officials means officers. They administer the territories under the guidelines of the pharaoh, under the guidelines of the king. Okay, and the entire social system was supported by different sets of people. From this we can understand that different sets of people lived during the time of this Egyptian civilization, particularly stone cutters, masons, pot makers, carpenters, goldsmiths, coppersmiths, peasants, and also workers. One more time: stone cutters, masons, potters, carpenters, goldsmiths, coppersmiths, peasants, and also workers. Here, no slavery, isn't it? No slavery, but captives. Captives means prisoners. Prisoners were used as slaves. Okay, prisoners were used as slaves. Egyptians believed that life is there after death. Understand? Life is there after death. They believed like that. So they preserved the dead bodies. The art of preserving dead body is known as mummification. Okay, art of preserving dead body is known as mummification. They built pyramids and tombs to preserve the body of the pharaohs. They built pyramids and also tombs. One of the famous Egyptian king was Tutankhamun. He was ruled from 1332 to 1322 BCE, that is before Common Era. His tomb was located near Luxor. Luxor, see the spelling L-U-X-O-R, Luxor. Luxor is in Egypt. Okay, his tomb was located near Luxor in Egypt. The mask of his mummy was made of gold. Isn't it, children? Think about that. Mask of this mummy was made of gold and it was decorated with precious stone also. Understand? Precious stones they used and decorated the mummy of Tutankhamun. Next, agriculture and trade. Egyptians cultivated millets, vegetables, fruits, papyrus and cotton. Cultivated millets, vegetables, fruits, papyrus and cotton. Papyrus is a reed. Reed means one variety of grass. With the help of papyrus, they are producing papers. Okay. They domesticated cattle, sheep, goat, pigs and hunted wild animals. What are the, say the names of the animals they domesticated? Cattle, sheep, goat, pigs and hunted wild animals also. They had pet animals like we people, isn't it? They had pet animals like we people, except dogs, cats, monkeys also. Dogs, cats and monkeys, pet animals of Egyptians. Okay, the Egyptians had trade relation with many countries. Particularly Lebanon, Crete, Phoenicia, Palestine and Syria. Lebanon, Crete, Phoenicia, Palestine and Syria. Gold, silver and ivory was imported from other countries. Okay, gold, silver and ivory was imported from other countries. They got the precious stone, blue in color from Afghanistan. Okay, that is a precious stone. The color is blue. That these people are getting from Afghanistan. That is known as lapis lazuli. Understand what's the name of that precious stone which is in blue color? Lapis lazuli. See this one? L-A-P-I-S, lapis lazuli. L-A-Z-U-L-I. Now what is lapis lazuli? The precious stone, blue in color, and the Egyptians got this stone from where? Afghanistan. Next we will see mummies of Egypt. What we are going to see? Mummies of Egypt. The preserved dead body is called mummy. Okay, preserved dead body is called mummy. The Egyptians preserved dead bodies with natron salt. Natron, N-A-T-R-O-N. What is natron salt? This natron salt consists of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate. Sodium carbonate is there and sodium bicarbonate is also there. After 40 days, the natron salt absorbed all the moisture content of the body. All the moisture content of the body after 40 days. Then the body was filled with sawdust. S-A-W, sawdust, and covered with cloth, and it was stored in a stone coffin called sarcophagus. Okay, so after 40 days, with the help of this natron salt, that is the natron salt, absorbed all the moisture of the body. Then the body was filled with sawdust and covered with clothes, and it was stored in a stone coffin called sarcophagus. Sarcophagus. This sarcophagus already we studied. Next, art and architecture. What is that? Art and architecture. Egyptians were excellent in art and architecture. Okay. Their writing is also the form of art. Art form of writing only they followed. Numerous paintings, sculptures and carvings are the example for their artistic skills. Okay. The pyramids are massive monuments. Okay, pyramids are massive monuments. The Great Pyramid near Cairo is called Giza Pyramid. Very important. Great Pyramid near Cairo is called what? Giza Pyramid. Great Sphinx of Giza is a massive limestone image of lion. Massive limestone image of a lion with a human head. Okay, the body is lion shaped and the head is a human's head. Okay, it's amazing now. It was created during the time of King Khafre. King Khafre. It was created during the time of Pharaoh or King Khafre. It is one of the largest sculptures of the world. One of the largest sculptures of the world. Okay, its length is 73 meters. The stamp length is 73 meters and its height is only 20 meters. Height is 20 meters and the length is 73 meters. Regarding religion, Egyptians practiced polytheism. Polytheism means worship of many gods. Worship of many gods. And first god, Ammon. Second one, Re. Second god is Re. Third one, Seth. Fourth one, Thoth. Fifth one, Horus. And the last one is Anubis. Last one is what? Anubis. One more time. First one is Ammon. A-M-O-N, Ammon. Next one is Re. R-E. Re. Third one is Thoth. T-H-O-T-H. Thoth. And the fourth one is Horus. H-O-R-U-S. Horus. And the last one is Anubis. Anubis. A-N-U-B-I-S. Anubis are some of the important gods of Egyptians. So from this we can understand that they practiced polytheism. Polytheism means worship of many gods. Egyptians were excellent in science, literature, philosophy, astronomy, mathematics and measurement system. Okay, science, literature, philosophy, astronomy. Astronomy means study of sky. Okay, mathematics and measurement system. Sundial, that means sun clock, water clock and glass were developed by Egyptians. Okay, Egyptians developed sundial, water clock and glass also. They created solar calendar. Egyptians created solar calendar. It was 12 months and each month was 30 days only. It was 12 months and each month was 30 days only. They added 5 days to the end of the year. To the end of the year, 5 days were added. This calendar was introduced 4200 BCE. 4200 BCE, that is before Common Era, that you know. They were familiar in art, painting, pottery, music and weaving also. Okay, they were familiar and excellent in art, painting, pottery, music and weaving also. Next, writing system of Egyptians. Egyptians are very famous for their writing system. Their form of writing is known as hieroglyphics. Okay, hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics. That is pictorial method. They were using some different symbols to write. It is used in inscriptions also. This hieroglyphic, that is pictorial method, they used in inscriptions also. They used another form of writing that is known as a heretic. H-E-R-E-T-I-C, heretics. This heretic method they used for only common purposes. For common purposes, they used another one method of writing that is known as a heretic. What's the spelling? H-E-R-E-T-I-C. It was developed around 3000 BCE. 3000 BCE. Using this script, they wrote many books. Okay, using this script, they wrote many books. And now we can see these inscriptions in the British Museum, London. We can see this inscriptions in British Museum, London. Okay. Characteristics and contributions of Egyptian civilization. Characteristics and contribution of Egyptian civilization. Totally 5 points are there. First one, Egyptians developed the solar calendar system. Solar calendar system was developed by Egyptians. Point 2, pyramids and their designs show their mathematical and surveying skills. Mathematical and surveying skills are shown by pyramids and its designs. Okay. Third one, from their hieroglyphic writing. What's the name of the writing? Hieroglyphic writing system. We can understand their skills in handling symbols. Their skills in handling symbols. In the form of mummies, they preserved human body. We know very nicely, art of preserving dead body is known as mummification. So, they were preserving human dead body. Next, new innovations, new ideas were used in science and technology. New ideas were used in science and technology. This contribution of Egyptian civilization is very important. Totally 5 points. One more time, Egyptians developed a solar calendar system. Pyramids and their designs show their mathematical and surveying skills. From their hieroglyphic writing system, we can understand their skills in handling symbols. The form of mummies, they preserved human dead body. And the last point is new innovations, that is new ideas were used in science and technology. Now this is time for amazing facts. Egyptians mummified their pets also. God of mummification is known as Anubis. Anubis god had a human body and a head of jackal. Human body and a head of jackal. Imagine. The stone used to build the pyramids were heavier than elephant. Stones used to build the pyramids were heavier than elephants. The base of a pyramid is always a perfect square. Perfect square. Pyramid of Giza is one of the seven wonders of ancient world. One of the seven wonders of ancient world. Pyramid of Giza. I hope you found these facts interesting. With this, I finished today's session. Prepare well, write down all one-word answers. I'll meet you in the next session with the Mesopotamian civilization. Take care. Bye-bye.